Welcome to Commander Pop Culture, a place to gather magical information, with some laughs, might I add. Alrighty then, everybody. Unfortunately, my previous game got torpedoed by someone. I have that clip saved for all of you, so I hope you enjoy that. Something big's coming. Terracodon. Wow. I'm surprised he allowed him to keep that. Like, I don't know why he did what he did. Because now he is, triple mana. Hell, he could have just blown up 2 of my lands and taken away the Defense of the Heart, and he probably would have been set for the entire game. But this is the kind of stuff you could look forward to with randoms on Moto. A little bit of a wash. Didn't really get to show you guys what this deck can do, and got to witness how stupid people play this game. If he would have blown up that Defense of the Heart, we wouldn't be where we are right now. I would have preferred a rock. Last time I got a Soul Ring, but no mana, or no lands. Now I have 4 lands and no rock. So we're gonna mulligan again. I want a nice balance here. All right, we're just gonna live with it. Bringer of the Last Gift is how I win the game, so I probably shouldn't give that up so easily. Although it's gonna be a long time till I get there. 8 mana is not good. Playing against Jalira, the Polymorphist, Anikthea. My Anikthea deck that's on a budget, it's really powerful. I don't know if they're on a budget, but if they're not, it's probably really strong. If I find a green source, put this Farseek to use. Mono blue is particularly better with Sensei's Divining Top because you basically extend your hand 3 more cards into your library. And since he's in mono blue and playing artifacts, he's probably playing some kind of combo to play Sensei's Top off of the top of his library. If he could reduce the cost of top and has a way to play it, he could draw his whole deck. Another black source. So we got some turns. Well, that's power of Sensei's Top. He probably put the archive on top, reset up for his next hand. Hey, we got a green source. All right. I already got 2 swamps, so I guess I'll get an island. He's another creature to get the polymorph going. There you go. Next turn, I get to play my commander and see 2 cards. And I can reanimate my Bells and Lock with Servitude and have mana left up for Malakir of Rebirth. Hopefully I find another big creature with a bunch of keywords on it. On Moto, you could play a lot of things for dirt cheap. Like on paper, this deck's worth 150 bucks, but on Moto, it's only worth $40. That's the beauty on here. I also picked up all the Jurassic World cards in a bundle. That's what the shop on Moto offers, is for $30, you get all 20 of the full art Jurassic Park cards. So if you want convenience in Magic, I highly recommend you play Moto because that's a pretty sweet deal. I basically paid $1.50 per card, and I didn't have to go like diving through packs or make any trades or anything like that. I just got exactly what I wanted immediately for a fair price.
Strap in for Ghost Facers.
Ghost Facers!
Discard 1, get 2 back. And that happens because Bells and Lock has 2 keywords on them, and Indominus comes in with both those keywords. The dream is I'd have more, but sometimes you just gotta accept what you can get. Living Death is another one of my win conditions, so I can't be upset about that. Then next turn I could reanimate Bells and Lock and see some more cards. Definitely be coming at this mono blue player that's doing a lot here. Now he doesn't even have to give up Vryn, he just makes a token and sacks it, trading up pretty nicely. And he can do it at instant speed. Probably some scary creatures in there. Hopefully he hits like something kind of boring like Vryn here. I can Hagra Mauling his Polymorphist, but he has so much mana at his disposal. He's got 8 right now. Sensei's Top to, you know, dig for more or dig for an answer. Sarah's Sanctum. All right. Did this guy a favor and put a +1/+1 counter on someone else's creature? Everyone's so nice on Moto. I don't know why. Imagine he swings Cadira at the blue player. If he does that, I'll swing towards the middle player. Share the love here. I think he gets 2 rabbits out of this deal. He's got 2 tokens in play already. We just need a black up for Malakir Rebirth. See, I hit off this Bells and Lock. Hopefully I get a couple of cards off of him. That'd be the dream right here, because my hand is not the best. I have a finisher and some interaction, but that's not exactly stuff I could play right now. It's very situational kinds of cards. And a bunch of lands.
It's alive!
Hey, that's not bad. 3 cards actually. Questing Beast and Earthquake Dragon are pretty dope. Honestly, I prefer my commander to be dead.
Come on, I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Come on, hit me.
Oddly though, he was unwilling to accept 6 damage. Steel Hellkite. He could hit the token player for 0 and sweep all those up. That's pretty brutal. My Malakir Rebirth wouldn't have saved anything because it's only a death trigger. This will probably neuter the token deck pretty badly. I do think this middle player used that swords prematurely because like I said, I don't care if my commander dies. It just gives me another opportunity to draw more cards and do my thing. When I cast him again, I'll be putting on 5 keywords onto him. So I'll get to draw 5 cards and he'll have Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste, Flying, and Trample. It'll suck because I can't pay the Ristic Study tax. I think the tempo of seeing 5 cards is too significant and worth not paying a Ristic Study. Otherwise, I'd say you should always pay for Ristic Study. I'll probably hit the blue player though this time around because the middle player is kind of a little bit of out of gas. So they have 3 cards left in hand. Then I have a really sweet persist target in my Earthquake Dragon. Hopefully the blue player doesn't have a counterspell. That'd be pretty brutal. The guy in the middle was freaking out because he couldn't target his stuff with his Calyx, and it's because his stuff has Shroud from Greater Oromancy.
Read it. Read the card, moron.
You should pay. You're gonna put a land into play, and you're gonna put 1 in your hand. You play the 1 untapped. All right, maybe he has his reasons. I don't know. If it's just to equip that sword, and like even if he tapped it down to pay for Ristic Study, he still would have had the mana up to do that. Yeah. See, just wait. Why did you give him the card? He didn't even use the mana. Stuff like that just like gets my feathers in a ruffle. See what terrible artifact your creature is coming out next. Pathrazor of Ulamog, Annihilator of 3. Ooh, excellent. I guess he figures you could always make another body. They do trade right here though. All right, we're just gonna play my commander. Seeing 10 cards. Too good. I'll punch him for 12 for drawing all these cards and doing the polymorph thing. Oh, my dude has Vigilance? Hell yeah. From Questing Beast. Let's see, what do I get rid of here? The Hagar Mauling is not as good, like a land. Malakir Rebirth, I'm not quite there yet. I think if my commander dies again, I'll just use Living Death to finish the job. I guess I'll discard Endrace Forerunners and then use Persist to maybe finish that player off. In terms of the card advantage game, I'm keeping up quite nicely. I'm only 4 ahead of the blue player. The blue player does kind of depend a little bit on RNG with the polymorph stuff. The only people with creatures in their graveyard is me. There's 1 Pathrazor Ulamog, so my Living Death is looking pretty sweet. Just gonna hang back. I do have 6 keywords between these two. That'd be a cool follow-up. I wonder if that's darker for all. Oh, what the hell? Why am I all
transparent? I am like the window. I am see-through. I'm like saran wrap.
I'm a ghost. Ooh, I don't know why it's been doing that. Let's fix that. Filters, we're gonna delete that. I think it occurs because I have a habit of like scratching my head. It messes with the lighting in here. I have a pair of lights on either side of me, and I have 1 overhead, and my camera is slightly behind the overhead, and I think it catches just brief adjustments, like scratching my head. Board wipe? I wouldn't mind that. I would like that a lot, and you'd wreck this enchantment player pretty badly. Because all this stuff is creatures. That's like the downside of playing Starfield next. Ping the 1 that time. The middle player gave me the +1/+1 counter, so I guess I only have to be worried about interaction from the far left player here. Kind of facilitating me into killing the far left player. All a good recovery. Be nice for my Living Death down the road if it gets grindy enough. I could basically play 2 spells and pay into Ristic Study. Play the green side. Twilight Mire, that's pretty dope. I do have enough to go explore and persist and keep on paying. Yeah, let's keep doing that. Seems to be working out just fine. Well, it just got past a little bit of a land pocket. Hell yeah. All right, let's see if he survives here. Game at Endrace Forerunners and give everything a nice little anthem effect. Probably won't be enough to kill him, but we'll make him sweat. High Tide, all right. Figured he had to have something. And nothing would have really changed. I guess I could have went to post-combat main phase and went for a Living Death play, but it was this Cyclonic Rift off the top of his library. I mean, he's had it there for a bit. He does have enough. It'd be a good play in this scenario because it's the only thing, it's one of the few things in blue he could play at instant speed. He could play Evacuation as well. Yep, it's all right. I got plenty of juice left in the tank over here. Got my Diabolic Servitude back. I guess I give up Nightfill, or do I give up Demon Lord Bells and Lock? Yeah, Demon Lord Bells and Lock, I already have Trample and Flying amongst my other stuff, so we'll give up that. I do have enough mana to Indominus Rex into Diabolic Servitude and get my Endrace Forerunners back to to give a pump and keep on attacking him and applying that pressure. And if he attacks with his Hellkite, that'd be ideal. I can't pay for one of his triggers, so I would be dealing 15 on my turn, and he could soak up less of his Hellkite attacks. Because I don't think he's going to want to give up his commander. On my next Indominus Wreck Revolution, my dude will have Hexproof. That'd be nice too. A little difficult body for the blue player to deal with. Enchantress is a little rough spot now. Back to nothing. I guess that's the beauty of land ramp is Cyclonic Rift is not good enough in that scenario. I do think he should be paying though, since he can only play so much. Like, it'd be one thing if he was advancing his board, but he's not. Like, makes this game a lot harder because you don't pay for your triggers. I would respect it if it was actually meaningful, but if you're doing it just to avoid discarding a card, that's a really lame reason. You would only have been missing out on one card. If I rip another land off the top, I could pay for Rex and pay for my enchantment here. I could pitch my Elder Gargaroth just so I can fill up my graveyard a little bit more, but just in case the Indominus Rex gets countered or something like that, I have something to fall back onto. Cool. Not paying for Ristic Study. Like, it gets so much harder when you keep giving him cards. Like, I've been trying to put him away and people just keep on keeping him in the game by giving him more freaking fire to play with. And for what? A Greater Ornamency and an Arcane Signet, and then over here we went for Cadira and a Goldline pick. Like, you could have just equipped this on your following turn, and then you had mana floating on top of that. So far this guy's given up 3 cards that he didn't need to give up, and this guy in the middle is giving up 2. Count that up. This guy should be at 77 cards, but because people don't pay for no good reason.
People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it.
Giving up the board, giving up the Night Veil Spectre, gonna draw 6 cards. Ooh, I could turn off his Jalira permanently. I like that. No more of this nonsense. I like taking the turn off to stunt this a little bit. That and not being a doucher and skipping out and paying for Ristic Study. Now, this is what I mean. These are answers that he probably wouldn't have in his hand if people paid for their It's me so angry. Master Biomancer is great in my graveyard for the Living Death play. You get the Scavenge Brawler out of my graveyard by activating him, so we'll get rid of that. And I guess I'll get rid of some kind of big dumb big guy. Excellent. High Tide again? At least he's tapped out. I could Alpha Strike him next turn. Yeah. Snake leaves after giving 3 cards. Thank you, guy. Real helpful. Like, if you're gonna surrender and just do it on your turn without giving people an advantage of drawing cards and what have you, if that's what you're gonna end up doing anyways. All right. Well, Living Death gets around that. Hopefully he plays a board wipe here. One less resource for that guy. I kind of wish my Thrasta was in my graveyard because this has haste. I guess I could use my Scavenge Brawler, punch him for 10. I guess the Death Touch is nice because I only have to devote 1 damage to kill things when he blocks, and maybe he's not aware of that, but that might be enough. Other guy left. Good, you're in my way anyways. Thank you for giving him 5 cards. My guy is a 10-10. I'm glad I went with that route first, because my guy had Death Touch and Trample. As I mentioned earlier, I only had to deal 1 damage to the creature he blocks with, and then the rest goes over, and it came out to be exactly 21. Well, I'm glad to have stomped obviously people with more money in their decks.
Money won't solve this.
I'm playing with $40, and if you're playing Sensei's Top and Ristic Study, you're clearly got a bigger budget than me. And then the guy in the middle was playing things like Greater Ornamency and Sarah's Sanctum, so let's take a look at the deck here. I hope you liked its performance. With the Indominus Rex triggers, on the first one I saw 2 cards. On the second cast, I saw 5 cards. And then after it got bounced back to the Cyclonic Rift, I saw 6 cards. In total, I drew 13 cards off my Indominus Rex ETB trigger. It's pretty sweet. I had a lot of fun playing this deck. There was some weird stuff going on with people not paying for Ristic Study for no reason, not evaluating what's important. Let's see, A-listers, definitely my keyword creatures, and the haste enablers. Questing Beasts to save my Keister, and my Endrace Forerunners, you saved my life a couple of times. Almost won me the game earlier. If you didn't have that Cyclonic Rift off the top with a Sensei's Top, he was going down. I got to show you most of the deck. We went to 66, we saw 34 cards. That's a pretty good rate for playing big dumb reanimation creatures. I kind of fudged with the Elder Gargaroth. This is like a $10 card in paper, but since Triplicate Titan on Moto is $41, it's weird. Sometimes cards on Moto just like slip through the cracks. Triplicate Titan is one of them. It has very few printings due to it being part of a Commander product that wasn't released on here. You can only get it in chests. It's like a little valuable reward that you get, and that's the only way you currently get it. And apparently it's a $41 card on here, but it's a 3-cent card in real life paper. And I was like, well, I'll just exchange a 3-word keyword card for another 3 keyword card, and that was Elder Gargaroth, and it was like 3 cents on Moto, so kind of balances itself out. And I think I'd rather have Triplicate Titan because it's a 9/9 versus Elder Gargaroth is only a 6/6. That was the only like real compromise I had to make, because things don't translate perfectly over into Moto. You guys didn't get to see the big Living Death play, even though I was ready to do it. I just never needed to. I was forced to pressure the guy in the far left, and the guys in the middle and the far right were just kind of getting in the way. But after I dealt with him, I felt really confident that I could beat the other 2 players, because the Selesnya player was pretty much beat to death by that Steel Hellkite. And then the middle player, we all knew what was in his hand, and that was just a bunch of enchantments, and he didn't have a lot of mana to work with to get him into play. And none of the enchantments that he had in play were exactly game-breaking yet. Like, the Starfield Nyx is really good, but you typically only want to play that in Opal Essence when you want to Alpha Strike people to death, or you could win the turn you play it. You should never play those beforehand. Maybe Starfield, you get away with it because you're reanimating enchantments. But once you hit 5, you should be a little nervous, because then everything's a creature and you become vulnerable. And the best part about playing enchantments is that it's a fairly protected permanent type. People aren't running enough removal for non-creature permanents, and that's why artifact strategies and enchantment strategies so good, because they kind of just slide under the radar. Enchantments are worse. Artifacts there's a lot more tools to deal with them. The next deck I will feature is the Indoraptor. So if you haven't seen my community tab on my channel, you can go there and vote after you saw Indominus Rex. If you want to change it, that's perfectly okay. Nothing is set in stone. And if you stayed this long, subscribe. I do plenty of stuff. Everyone have a great night. Bye again.